Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. This afternoon from Frederick High School, it's the regular season finale as the Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Frederick Warriors. I'm John Beltran with the Mustangs going for the season sweep after defeating Frederick by a score of 8-3 on Saturday at home behind the complete game from Bodie Wheatley. The Mustangs will pick up their 16th victory if they can win today here on Senior Day in Frederick, while Frederick will not be headed to the postseason. So they've got nothing to lose, so to speak, as they play this regular season finale here against Fort Morgan. Updating the standings in the Longs Peak League. Atop is Riverdale Ridge and Severance, 12-5, 15-7 overall. And looking at the season series, Riverdale Ridge split with Severance, but they won 13-2, then lost 9-2. So I'm not sure if that exactly gives them the edge just based on that. Northridge and Fort Morgan tied for third, but Northridge has the edge there because they swept Fort Morgan, both 11-6 in league play. The Mustangs at 15-7 overall. Frederick 5-12 in the league and 6-16 on the season. Let's get to the Mustangs starting lineup. Batting first is the first baseman, Briggs Wheatley. The shortstop, Braden Fajardo, at second. The third hitter is the third baseman, Frank Ortega. Making a start here is Jesse Camp on the hill, but he went the distance last year as a junior in a 3-1 victory right here on this field. Batting fifth is the second baseman, Charlie Langford. The DH, Joseph Layden, hits sixth. Colin Farley in right hits seventh. Batting eighth is the center fielder, Bodie Wheatley, and David Keller in left will be hitting ninth. Defensively, it's Chris Baum at first. Braden Johnson is the second baseman. Over at third is Talon Bowen. Brendan Gokenauer is the shortstop. Owen Clemenson is in left. Bryce Conover in center. The right fielder is Dylan Benfeld. Zach Wartner behind the plate, and Tommy Smith, who came into the game in relief on Saturday in the Fort Morgan victory, is on the mound. The Mustangs dressed in their gray uniforms with the FMHS splattered across the chest, and Frederick in their home whites. The RPI, let's see. I know Fort Morgan was sitting in the 14 hole. Last I checked, we'll update that right now. We'll find out on Wednesday where the Mustangs will be headed. Opening pitch brought to you by Buildings by Design. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. That is Buildings by Design. And the right-hander, Tommy Smith, with Fort Morgan still at number 14. Against the lefty here, Briggs Wheatley. Wind and pitch. Swung on and grounded right side. Second baseman to his left. Sidearms to first for the out. Boy, the play was made there by Braden Johnson. Wheatley out by a step, and there's one down. And that'll send up Braden Fajardo. Fajardo, despite going 0 for 4 in the last game, still having a huge season. We'll update the numbers on him. The Mustangs as a team, the pitch, swinging a foul to the screen, hitting .320. Fajardo batting .453. And Briggs was just retired second there at .433. No balls and one strike. Just underway, game time temp in Frederick. It's a warm one, 85 degrees. But the sun is nowhere near. At least we don't see it. The pitch. Swung on and driven into the left center field gap. That is trouble, and that's going to bounce all the way towards the fence. It's cut off with a second hop, but Fajardo with a one-out double in the top of the first inning on that fastball right up in the zone. And that'll send up the three-hitter, Frank Ortega. Ortega hitting .344. Another one with a big season offensively for Fort Morgan. Well, Fajardo, watch out for him. He can sweep any bag. The pitch. And that's a strike. How about swiping he bag? That's on the inside corner to Ortega. No balls and one strike. We know the Mustangs will be on the road on Saturday. They got to win 2 games to get to the state tournament. Up and away with a fastball. And the count levels at 1-1. To Frank Ortega. No breeze. Maybe a slight breeze at about 10 miles an hour. Swung on. That ball is laced foul down the left side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Jesse Campa waiting to hit next. Yeah, I wish we would have had more games like this. It says 85, and it feels like 85. That's the heat index, the stretch. And the offering. And the breaking ball is grounded down the third base line. It's a base hit along the line. Rounding third is Fajardo. He's going to score. And Frank Ortega to second with an RBI double. Back-to-back 2 baggers. And the Mustangs lead 1-0 at the top of the first inning in Frederick. And that'll send up Campa. As I mentioned earlier, he went the distance a year ago in a 3-1 victory. But the Mustangs looking to score a lot more than 3 runs here. Against Tommy Smith, Campa hitting .342. By the way, for Frank, that's his 19th RBI. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and grounded up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. Ortega turning on the Jets. He steps on third, headed towards the plate. It's going to go all the way through, and it's going to airmail the catcher. Ortega slides and he scores. And on the throwing error, Campa to second. Back-to-back base hits, and the Mustangs lead 2-0 in the first inning. Right at the top of the hour here, 1 minute past 4 o'clock Mountain Time. This is Morgan County's B106. KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran. And the Mustangs off to an early 2-0 lead. And here is Charlie Langford. And by the way, for Jesse, the team leader with 27 RBIs. Langford hitting .313. Open stance from the right side. Swung on. That ball is popped foul. Not a play off to the right. No balls and 1 strike here to Charlie Langford. The regular season finale, game number 23 for Fort Morgan. 15-7 going in. Wartner lays down the sign. And the offering. And the changeup is in the dirt. Or some off speed, it's 1-1. Off of second is Campa. To the plate. Fastball. Whoa, a strike. Wow. Oh, man, that's a strike if it's ankle high. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. And that is scooped up there by Wartner, backhanded. The count leveled at 2-2. A double by Fajardo, another by Ortega, single by Campa. The Mustangs with a 2-0 lead, 1 out in the top of the first inning. Smith, chest level with a glove. The pitch, and that's off the glove of Wartner. And to third is Campa. It's going to be 3-2 and a pass ball. Mustangs looking for more. If they score here, they will have as many runs today than they did last year on this field, even though they won that game 3-1. 3-2 to Langford. Smith delivers. Swung on and grounded on 1 big hop to second. Johnson to first. The run will score as Campa got a late break, but he's in there. And Fort Morgan leads 3-0. Give Charlie Langford the RBI, and there's 2 down. The base is now empty for Joseph Layden. Layden hitting at a .364 clip as a sophomore. And that pitch is down and away with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the good news for the Mustangs, they've either hit everything on the ground or a line drive. Nothing in the air here in the first inning against Smith. And the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. First run brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Another outstanding sponsor of Morgan County Athletics. And the 2-0. That's in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes to the number 6 hitter in the lineup, sophomore Joseph Layden. On deck is Colin Farley. And the kick in the 3-0. That's a strike right down the heart of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. With the bases empty, the Mustangs up 3-0 here in the early going. And Tommy Smith delivers. Bounces that in. It's a walk. And that'll bring up Colin, who had a huge game against this Frederick team. Colin had a couple of hits, batting .286 now. He also made a diving catch to end that game on Saturday. And he's driven in 10. About a 3-step lead. Step off and a dive, no throw. The pitch. That is inside. Back Farley off the dish. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, Layden with a 2 to 3 step advantage to the plate. Swung on and grounded to third. A routine hop there. And the throw to first is in time. And Colin Farley is retired by Talon Bowen in the inning for the Mustangs. They get 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 error actually, and 1 man left. To the bottom of the first we go. Fort Morgan 3, Frederick is coming to bat on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's move to the bottom of the first inning. The Mustangs lead 3-0, and the starting lineup for Frederick will have Brendan Gokenauer batting first. The second hitter is the center fielder Bryce Conover. Batting third is the second baseman Braden Johnson. The cleanup hitter is Zach Wartner. Chris Baum, the first baseman, at 5th. Talon Bowen, the third baseman, at 6th. Tommy Smith at 7th. He's the pitcher. Right fielder Dylan Benfeld hits 8th. And Owen Clemenson, the left fielder, bats 9th. Against Jesse Campa, Briggs Whately at first. Charlie Langford at second. Third baseman Frank Ortega. Braden Fajardo at short. The pitch. And that is a strike on the outside corner. David Keller in left. The center fielder's Bodie Wheatley. Colin Farley in right. Antonio Velasquez healthy enough to catch. But Tyler Baker did a nice job in his place. And that pitch is outside with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gokenauer was 0 for 3 against Bodie Wheatley on Saturday. The pitch and the breaking ball is a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to the senior shortstop. And Jesse to the plate. Check swing, he went. That should be a strikeout. There's 1 down. He did one check swing, but he went all the way through. And there's 1 down here for Bryce Conover. Now, Conover did not play on Saturday. Last year here against Campa, he was 0 for 3. Line and pitch. That's a strike, letter high. No balls and 1 strike. Right at the letters. Right at the letters. Depends what angle you have, and that one skips to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out and the bases empty. Bottom of the first inning. Fort Morgan with a 3-0 lead. Got the scoring started on Frank Ortega's RBI double. Conover hitting .297, having a solid senior season for Frederick. Here's the kick and the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike on the inner half at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bryce Conover. Campa gets a sign. And the offering swung on and fouled off to the right. One with a breaking ball. Count remains at 1-2. And the pitch. Low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jesse gets a sign. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Man, he threw him a nasty breaking ball. Conover strikes out, 2 down. Here for Braden Johnson. And that had some late life to it. Johnson was 0 for 4 with a strikeout against Bodie Wheatley just 3 days ago. And the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and driven into the right center field gap. Wheatley to his left, and he's going to make the one-handed grab. He had him played perfectly, and it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning for Jesse Campa. We head to the second inning. It's Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, it is senior day here in Frederick. That means we have changes already. For Frederick, Brendan Gokenauer will now be the pitcher. Let's see who's going to short. Shortstop. Let's see if we can pick up the number at short. That's Braden Johnson over there. I think he is. Well, yeah. Yeah, but then at second base, I'm not sure who's at second, but we know Johnson's at short. Pick up that number over there at second. And that looks like that's Tommy Smith at second. 3-0 Fort Morgan here in the top of the second. It'll be Bodie Wheatley, David Keller, and Briggs Wheatley, 8-9-1 for the Mustangs. Against the second pitcher already here for Frederick. Gokenauer 0-5 with an 11.45 ERA. The right-hander to the plate, swung on and popped up in front of the plate. Who's going to call for it? The pitcher Gokenauer backs up and makes the catch. He backpedaled a couple of steps after coming in. There's one down. And just like Briggs, Wheatley was retired on one pitch, so was Bodie. And that'll send up David Keller. Keller, the junior left fielder, is hitting .302. Here's the kick and the pitch. And that fastball's a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and one strike. The breeze is picking up a little bit. And the offering. Breaking ball swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 here to Keller. Brendan Gokenauer gets a sign. And the pitch. Swung on and chopped to third. It's a high hop for a base hit. How about that? A beautiful chopper hit by Keller. And the Mustangs have 4 hits. He got right on top of that baseball. And enough that it had a huge hop. And here's Briggs Wheatley. He was retired on one pitch to lead off the game. Short lead at first. And the offering. Swung on, lined, and caught by the first baseman. Double play. Chris Baum steps on the bag. Briggs Wheatley hit that about 100 miles an hour. But that was a line drive that was snared at first by Baum, and he stepped on the bag, and it's a double play. And just like that, the Mustangs are done in the top of the second. 1 1/2 innings are in the books. It's Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, baseball can be a sport of good and bad luck, and Briggs Wheatley hit that on the screws. I mean, he hit it really hard, but Keller was doubled up. Nothing David could do. A few steps off the bag. It was hit right along the bag and caught by Baum as we head to the bottom of the second inning. 3-0 Fort Morgan here in Frederick. Wind and pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike. A beautiful break there by Jesse Campa to Zach Wartner. No balls and 1 strike. Wartner was 1 for 4 in the game on Saturday. Swung on. That ball is lifted into right field. Colin Farley is coming into his right, and he makes the grab. There's one down. One down for the first baseman, Chris Baum. Not sure if it's Baum or Baum, but either B-A-U-M. Another right-handed hitter for Frederick. Jesse to the plate. Breaking ball bounces in. Premier Farm Credit understands production ag. They've been serving our rural communities for over 100 years. Locations in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. Pitches up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Jesse has retired the first 4 Frederick Warriors in this lineup. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a pitch above the letters with a fastball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. And the thing with Jesse, he works quickly. He gets that ball and fires away. He turns and delivers. That is a pitch outside with a breaking ball. It's 3-1. Here to Chris Baum. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on. That ball is driven into right center field and deep. And that ball is going to be caught in the right center field gap by Bodie Wheatley. He chased it down. Man, that thing was driven in the gap, but Wheatley closed that gap pretty quickly, and there's 2 down. A splendid defensive play on the run there in right center. And here's Talon Bowen. Bowen 0 for 2 with a strikeout against Bodie Wheatley 3 days ago. The pitch. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. B&B Appliance, from refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have and they service it too. B&B Appliance. Jesse kind of surveying that baseball. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by him. It's 1-1. Velazquez lays down the sign. The pitch. Swung on and tapped foul off the hitter's foot. Got him on the left foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 2 down, the bases empty. The Mustangs with a 3-0 lead here in Frederick. Those runs were scored in the first inning. Jesse's been ahead of virtually every hitter except 1. And Campa steps off. 1-2 here to Bowen. A swing and a miss on a pitch down in the zone. 3rd strikeout and the 2nd consecutive 1-2 inning for Jesse Campa. Let's head to the 3rd in Frederick. It's the Mustangs 3, the Frederick Warriors nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Braden Fajardo will lead off the 3rd with the Mustangs up 3-0. Here in Frederick, all the runs in the first inning, and Braden started the rally with a double, then later scored on Frank Ortega's 2-bagger. And again, he went into this game hitting .453, so that average has gone up just based on the first plate appearance. And Brendan Gokenauer is no longer the pitcher now. It's all right, now we have Johnson in there. Yeah, they're switching a lot here. Johnson is now the pitcher. So 3rd pitcher here for Frederick. Gokenauer at short. So the senior shortstop steps in. The kick and the pitch. And that's a strike on the inside corner at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Fajardo scored 26 runs this season, and that leads the team as well, besides the stolen bases and the average. The pitch, and that is down and away. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. From Braden Johnson, 3rd pitcher in as many innings for Frederick. Wardner lays down the sign. And the pitch. Breaking ball is up and in. Ball 2, strike 1. 3 runs on 4 hits for Fort Morgan. And 6 Warriors have been retired so far by Jesse Campa. And the pitch. That is off the glove of the catcher, Wardner. That should be 3-1. The board has got 2-1. I've got 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got Out in front of that fastball, it's 3-2. Payoff pitch is coming up out of Braden Fajardo. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Wartner. It's a strikeout. And there's 1 down. And for Frederick pitching, that is their first strikeout of a Mustang in this game. Here's Ortega, who doubled down the left field line, scoring Fajardo in the first. 3-0 Mustangs in the third. The wind of the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a pitch up and in. That thing was above the letters. It's 0-1. Not sure what the listed dimensions here are in Frederick. Well, actually 340 down the line. The pitch. That's a strike with a fastball at the knees. Right there down the heart of the plate. It's 0-2. Jesse Campa waits to hit next. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and away. Looked like he went with a bender. And that's 2 strikeouts to begin the top of the third here for Braden Johnson. Here's Jesse, who singled in Ortega in the first. And as you can tell, the breeze is starting to pick up. Can we get any game that's just consistent weather? Why does it have to change? I don't know. At least it's cooling off. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. On a fastball, no balls and 1 strike. I tell you what, this Braden Johnson showing a live arm here. See how much he's thrown this season. Wind and offering. Up and in. Man, 1-2, an ERA of 11. Over 11, but right now his ERA is 0. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch. Swung on and grounded down the third base side, and it's into left field for a base hit. Bowen with a stab at that, but Jesse Campa is now 2 for 2 on a well-struck grounder. The Mustangs now have 5 hits in the game. Let's see if Charlie Langford, who grounded to second, driving in a run, can extend the rally. Levi McCoy will be the courtesy runner at first for Fort Morgan. Well, that means the Mustangs have had a base runner, at least 1 base runner on in every inning. Of course, they had a few base runners on in the first. Johnson. Left side of the rubber with a back foot. The pitch. Inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Charlie officially at 0 for 1. McCoy's got some speed over there. Short lead, though. And a step off and throw. Levi back in on a throw that nearly got away. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down, 1 on. 3-0 Mustangs. Top of the third inning in Frederick. 85 degrees of game time. We're still sitting at 85. The pitch. Swing and a foul. Right at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to sophomore Charlie Langford. Again, the waiting game it's not going to be much of a waiting game. We'll wait till Wednesday. We'll find out where Fort Morgan plays on Saturday. Single elimination. Got to win 2 games to advance to the state tournament. The pitch. Runner going. It's a strike, but no throw. McCoy in there head first with a slide. Ball kind of popped out of the glove of Wartner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. McCoy now in scoring position. And Charlie looking to stretch out the advantage. Johnson looks in for the sign. He gets it. And the pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate and a breaking ball. Oh, man. Took the same swing as the way I said pitch. Kind of fluttered all over the place, but he's still alive in the count. Nice job there by Charlie Langford. Stays at 1-2. There's a nice gap in right center if he can, and he likes to go the other way. Off of second is McCoy. The pitch up and in with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is really starting to pick up now, but no threat of rain. Looking back, the offering. And that is a called strike 3. Breaking ball, the inside corner. And Charlie Langford strikes out. And Braden Johnson gets out of a small jam. For the Mustangs in the third, no runs on 1 hit, no errors and a man left. 2.5 complete. Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 3-0 Fort Morgan. In the bottom of the third inning, Jesse Campa has retired the first 6 Warriors and will now face Tommy Smith, right-handed hitter. And the pitch is swung on and missed down in the zone. No ball and 1 strike. Smith is, wow, let's see, doesn't have many plate appearances. Only 3. The pitch up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Only 3 plate appearances. And the offering, swing and a miss, and does not have a hit yet. 1-2. Jesse Campa with 3 strikeouts in the early going. Velasquez lays down the sign. And the pitch. Check swing. I don't think he went. 2-2. On a pitch that was up and in. 2 strikeouts in the first and 1 in the second for Campa. The offering. Breaking ball is a little bit up and in. 3-2. Don't want to walk this guy. And you get this deep into a season with only 3 plate appearances. The 3-2. That is a called strike 3, a fastball in the outer half, and there's 1 down. Strikeout number 4 for Jesse Campa. That's a way to clutch up and throw it right by the Frederick hitter. Here's Dylan Benfelt. Benfelt, another right-handed hitter, batting .263. And Jesse to the plate. Breaking ball's a strike on the inside corner. Just above belt level, it's 0-1. Jesse pounding the strike zone so far. He's thrown just 29 pitches. That's a strike. Fastball inside corner again. 0-2 to Dylan Benfelt. You can tell Jesse's really comfortable on this mound. I mean, a 3-1 complete game a year ago. The pitch, that is outside with a heater. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Mustangs scored their 3 runs in the first. We're in the bottom of the third. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to short. Braden backs up. He fields. He chucks it to first. And did he have his foot on the bag? He did. That throw nearly got away there from Fajardo, but Wheatley kept his back foot on the bag. There's 2 down. Two down for Owen Clemenson. Clemenson, a senior, hitting .224. Hitting out of the 9-hole. And the pitch is swung on. That's a base hit into the left field corner and a ground ball down the line. Keller giving it a chase. Clemenson around first, and he's going to be into second with a sliding 2-out double. And that ends a streak of 8 in a row retired by Jesse Campa. And here's Gokenauer, who struck out swinging in the first. Oh, the first time that Jesse has had to deal with a base runner. And this time he's batting from the right side. The stretch and the offering. Fastball, a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 0-1 to Brendan Gokenauer. Clemenson with a nice lead. Fajardo sneaking in behind him. Campa looks back. The offering. That's a strike with a fastball inside corner. It's 0-2. I mean, Jesse's really spotting those pitches beautifully in this game. Hasn't really thrown over the heart of the plate. He's just going corner to corner here. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing, and it's a miss, but the ball gets off the glove of Velasquez. That'll be a pass ball, and the hitter's going to reach. And Velasquez says, yeah, that's on him. He knew it. He pointed to himself. He just did not pull that ball in. It's a strikeout, but Gokenauer reaches. And that is too bad. A drop third strike by the Mustang catcher. It is a strikeout. 5 strikeouts, but now Conover, who struck out, has a chance to drive in a run for Frederick. Well, and that's a product of Antonio not playing catcher for a few games. Certainly conditions are not a challenge here at all. A little bit of a breeze, but I think he just didn't look it in. Throw back to first, and back in standing is Gokenauer. All the pressure in this game is on Fort Morgan. They've got 15 wins. You've got to win this one. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Challenged him with a fastball. It's 0-1. Yeah, it does not go as an error, but it really is an error. It's just not scored an error in the sport of baseball. Just a pass ball. No balls and 1 strike. Let's see if Gokenauer takes off. He does not, and that's a strike. Fastball inside corner, thigh high. It's 0-2. Well, he might throw him a breaking ball here. That's what he did on the 0-2 to Gokenauer, and he struck him out, but he reached. The stretch by Campa. The pitch. Swung on and popped up on the left side, shallow left field. The shortstop Fajardo backs up and makes the catch. And the Mustangs get out of that jam. Nice job by Jesse Campa. In the third, no runs on 1 hit, no errors and 2 left. We head to the 4th inning. It's Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, who's pitching for Frederick on senior day? Everybody. The 4th pitcher now for the Warriors, Zach Wartner. The catcher will now be on the hill. Nice job by Braden Johnson and really Gokenauer as well. They threw scoreless innings. Let's see other changes. Well, that would be with the catcher's position. Oh, the number's kind of covered up, but that might be Clemenson. Looks like a 1. And somebody else is in the outfield, but we will assume now that that is Clemenson out there behind the plate. So 4th pitcher here for the Frederick Warriors. Top of the 4th inning. Fort Morgan leads 3-0. 3 runs in the 1st inning. An RBI double from Ortega. Run scoring single from Campa. And Charlie Langford had an RBI ground out. That's the recap. Jesse Campa retired the first 8, then a base hit, and then a strikeout, but it was a drop third strike by the catcher before the pop-up to the shortstop Fajardo ended the 3rd. Out of the stretch with the bases empty and the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike by Wartner down the middle, knee high. No balls and 1 strike to Joseph Layden. Walked his first time up. Clemenson lays down the sign. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a bender. Nice hook there by the right-hander Wartner. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch. And to the plate. Swung on, lined, and on 1 hop. Backhanded by the second baseman. Off his knees, throw to first. And that's going to be in time. That's a tremendous play by the second baseman. And that's not even Smith out there. That's another second baseman because they have switched positions over there. But that play was made by Braden Johnson. Tremendous defensive play, 1 down. The ball is kind of cued on a line drive off the end of the bat. And he just took a chance, went to a knee, the pitch. And that's up and in to Colin Farley. Colin grounded to 3rd in his first plate appearance. Here's the stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. It's 1-1. I mean, you can't study any pitcher now if you're Fort Morgan because they're throwing a different guy every inning. That's a smart move. I mean, it's senior day. Frederick's not going to the playoffs. Get them all up there. The pitch. Breaking ball is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3-0 Fort Morgan. We're in the top of the 4th inning. A quick-moving game so far with 1 out and the bases empty. Belt level with a glove. The pitch. That's low with a fastball. 3-1 to Farley. Mustangs would like to stretch out this lead and feel a little bit more comfortable. 3 balls and 1 strike. The offering. And that is outside. It's a walk to Farley. So Farley walks. And that is the second walk issued by Frederick pitching. Bodie Wheatley popped to the mound his first time up. And that was against their second pitcher. 2-step advantage at first for Farley. And the pitch. Fastball inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, the Mustangs with 16 wins. That's even more than they had during their state Final Four season. And that one bounces in. Nice block there by Clemenson. 2-0. Excellent block. 2 balls and no strikes. And all of a sudden, Wardner getting a little bit wild. But again, he's used to catching. He started off this game behind the plate. He's been catching all season. 2-0 to Bodie Wheatley. The pitch. Swung on and tapped foul along the third base side. It is 2-1. And Bank of Colorado is the only bank dedicated to help you make the most of living here, not just a bank in Colorado. They're Bank of Colorado, a proud supporter of local sports and academics. 2 balls and 1 strike. At the belt and the pitch. Swung on line. That's a base hit into center. To second is Farley. He'll stay right there. And Bodie Wheatley has Fort Morgan's 6th hit of the game. And again, the Mustangs with at least a base runner in every inning. Here comes David Keller. He had a chopper down the third base side for a base hit. Keller was hitting just over 300 coming in, so that's gone up. Little conference on the hill that breaks up. So here we go with David Keller. That's 2 straight that have reached for Fort Morgan in the 4th inning. Farley off of second. Wheatley at first. The offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. Johnson goes out to second baseman. Makes the backhanded catch. 2 down. Hit that off the end of the bat. Keller now 1 for 2. Briggs Wheatley grounded out and then hit a liner that was caught by the first baseman Baum. Ended up being a double play. Eli Josh is now at first base. And that pitch is down and away, scooped up by Clemenson. 1 ball and no strikes. Mustangs have the lead, but it's been 3-0 for the last 3 innings. Runners off their bases. The stretch. Wheatley awaits the pitch. Strike. Inside corner. Letter high with a fastball. It's 1-1. And Briggs can open up. And they're shading him towards right center. And he's got about 50 feet down that left field line if he can go the other way. The pitch. Oh, he swung and fouled it to the screen on a pitch that was almost hitting the ground. Threw him a bender and he misread it, but he got a piece of it. It's 1-2. Yeah, when Briggs pulls that inside pitch, he's got a lot of torque. I mean, he hammered that ball that was caught by the first baseman in his second plate appearance. Down to the count at 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. A strikeout of Briggs Wheatley to end the top of the 4th inning. No runs for the Mustangs for the 3rd consecutive inning. They get 1 hit. No errors and 2 left. 3.5 innings are in the books. With the score, it is Fort Morgan 3, Frederick 0. You're listening to Mustang Baseball on your home of the 3A state football champions, B106, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Very entertaining game. It's Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing. Coach Langford encouraging his team to give Jesse some offensive support. They have 6 hits, and the 3 runs have held up. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Braden Johnson, the heart of the order for Frederick, followed by Zach Wartner. And let's see if Eli Josh will hit in Chris Baum's spot. I would assume he would. 1 hit so far for Frederick. Wind and pitch. Fastball below the knees and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Braden Johnson. Popped out his first time up the center. The offering. That's down and away. Jesse had 28 strikes and 11 balls going into this inning. All over the strike zone. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and grounded foul along the third base side. Yeah, let's go back to that game on May 13th of last year. May 13th of 2021. Jesse Campa threw 63, 102 pitches. The offering, benders in the dirt. Struck out 10, allowed 4 hits and walked 2. Mustangs scored a run in the 6-2 in the 7th and rallied for the victory. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, up and away. It's a walk. That'll bring up Zach Wartner. Wartner hit that fly ball into right field that was caught by Farley. And this is the first time that Frederick has had the leadoff man on. And when it's 3-0, you got to play it close to the best. Can't afford to make any mistakes. Short lead at first. The pitch. That's a strike with a fastball in the inner half of the knees. No balls and 1 strike to Zach Wartner. Neither team has a stolen base. Throw to first. And, boy, swipe tag, but just a little bit tardy there. Johnson went back in diving. Open stands here for Wartner. Ortega edge of the grass, and that pitch is up and away. Don't want those legs to get tired. When the legs get tired, the ball stays up. Jesse so far has kept it down, and he's located very well. On the corners, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. 1 on, 3-0 Fort Morgan, bottom 4 the pitch. Swing and a miss and a pitch up and in. And Jesse slipped off that mound. He got help there for the batter, 1-2. Ortega now backs up since it is 2 strikes. 1-2 on Zach Wartner, the pitch. Outside with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Campa has 5 strikeouts in the game. Just walked his first hitter. I believe that was his first. We'll check the numbers. 2-2. The offering. Swung on and fouled. Towards the third base dugout on the curveball. Remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, let's check the walk total for, yeah, that was his first walk. How about a nice hard grounder there to Braden and turn a double play. 1 step lead at first. The pitch. Swung on and driven into center field. Bodie Wheatley is going back. He's got room. He'll make the catch. Back to first is Johnson, 1 down. As Wartner is now 0 for 2. That'll send up Eli Josh hitting for the first time in the game. He did start and went 1 for 3 against Bodie Wheatley on Saturday. Big, strong right-handed hitter. Eli Josh coming in hitting .250. The throw back to first, back and diving is Johnson. Let's see, Josh with 8 RBIs on the season. Campa gets a sign. And the pitch. Breaking ball is a strike on the outer half. Belt high, it's 0-1. An RBI double from Ortega. Run-scoring single from Campa. RBI ground out by Langford. Charlie Langford. That made it a 3-0 game. The pitch. Swung on and fouled to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Eli Josh. It's a gorgeous field, by the way. If you haven't been to Frederick, what a beautiful field. Gorgeous field. And I only see the dimensions down the lines at 340. Throw to first, up the first base side, nowhere close. But hauling it in is Briggs Wheatley. Nonetheless, it's 0-2 to here to Eli Josh. Velasquez lays down the sign. Short lead at first. To the plate, runner goes. Swung on and grounded to short. And is misfielded there by Fajardo into shallow center field. He'll chase it down. And back to second is Johnson. And it's first and second off the Mustang error. Tried to backhand it there to his right and just misplayed it. Luckily, there was no further advance. And that'll send up Talon Bowen. Let's see what Charlie Langford is conversing with a field umpire about. Mustangs commit their first miscue of the game. Well, what happened there? Did they call somebody out? No, he's at third. Okay. I thought he got back to second. I didn't even see him go to third. Okay. Well, not sure what happened there. Dove back to second, first and third. I must be seeing a different game. Here's Bowen. Struck out swinging. Double play depth for the Mustangs. The pitch. Swung on. That ball's grounded foul right towards the dugout on the third base side. Occupied by Frederick. It's 0-1. Yeah, that could only have been a play to first with a runner going. But once it was misfielded on the backhand, nothing he could do. That's a strike with a fastball just above belt level. It's 0-2. Can Jesse pick up a strikeout and keep the shutout going with 1 out? Runners at the corners, bottom of the 4th inning, and Fort Morgan leading 3-0. The stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball away. Strikeout number 6 for Jesse Campa. 2 down in the 4th. That'll bring up Tommy Smith, who struck out his first time up. Has only had 4 plate appearances this season. Yeah, Frederick's going to have to do something probably unconventional here to score a run, unless a wild pitch or something crazy thrown. Throw back to first. Close play. Back in diving is Josh. Don't want to give him the run. Let him earn it. Smith looking for his first base hit of the season. The pitch. And that's in the dirt. Nice stop there by Velasquez. 1 ball and no strikes on pitch number 57 from Jesse Campa. Looking to get out of a jam in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the offering. Swung on and tapped foul along the third base side. And the count evens at 1-1. Yeah, Frederick with a big opportunity here. Just struck out Bowen, looking to get Tommy Smith. Campa looks in for the sign. And the throw to third, and the tag. Out! Out at third base! Ortega applied the tag, and picked off was Braden Johnson. Holy mahungus, what a play. Oh, man, that's a critical mistake by Frederick. And Braden Johnson is picked off of third to end the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and a man left. To the 5th inning we go in 60 seconds. It is Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Fort Morgan leads 3-0 as we head to the 5th inning. And we're back to the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. It'll be Braden Fajardo, Frank Ortega, and Jesse Campa. And now we have the 5th different pitcher for Frederick. This is Talon Bowen. He got the start on Saturday, and Fort Morgan took the loss. Let's see if we have, no, we have the same catcher. 3-0 Mustangs here. All the runs scored in the 1st inning. Let's see what his line was Fort Morgan on Saturday saw him pitch 3 innings, 44 pitches, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. Actually, 4 runs and 3 earned. Fajardo doubled and scored in his first plate appearance. As he steps in, the pitch, breaking ball is a strike. And Fajardo also struck out. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Mustangs are hanging on to that 3-0 lead they had 4 innings ago. Here's the winding pitch. Swung on and grounded to third, and a backhand stab. It's off the glove of the third baseman, down into the corner. Fajardo around first into second. The throw, the slide. He's going to be in there with a leadoff double, and Fajardo has 2 doubles in the game. An all-out dive out over there by Zach Wartner at third, but Fajardo has Fort Morgan's 7th hit of the game, and the Mustangs have 3 doubles in the game. Ortega doubled and struck out. That's exactly what Fajardo did his first 2 times. The stretch and the pitch, and that bounces in. What a nice block there by Clemenson. 1 ball and no strikes. We played 4 innings in 58 minutes. We're just over an hour now. And runner goes. Swing and a miss. The throw to third, the slide, he's in there. Braden Fajardo with another stolen base, extending a single-season Mustang record. Well, they're not going to play the infield in, it doesn't look like. The count on Ortega is at 1-1. Swung on, line down the left field line. That is foul. Just foul. He hit it off the fist, but it just twisted a tad foul. It's 1-2. Let's check out base running numbers here for... Yeah, I've got that as stolen base number 23, at least according to Max Press for Fajardo. The pitch swung on and driven into the right center field gap. Nobody's going to get to that baseball, and that is way back there. It takes 2 hops, a third, bottom of the fence. Ortega's around second. Ortega headed for third. It's an RBI triple scoring Fajardo, and the Mustangs lead 4-0 in the 5th inning. Their first run since the first. Man, he drilled that baseball into an open area. And Jesse Campa has singled twice. So for the second time in the last 4 days, they're getting to this pitcher. The pitch swung on and grounded up the middle for a base hit. Campa's now 3 for 3. Ortega scores 5-0. And for some reason, I'm thinking this is Tuesday. What am I doing? This is Monday, John. Second time in 3 days. I actually had the day off today after a litany of graduation parties for Brush. Fort Morgan has graduation on Sunday, I should say. And Brush had it yesterday. Levi McCoy will run it first. So I'm kind of off my game. I don't know how advanced another day. Langford is 0 for 2 with an RBI. The pitch and the breaking ball's a strike on the inner half. Thigh high, it's 0-1. Fort Morgan now has 9 hits in the game, including back-to-back-to-back in the 1st and the 5th innings. Short lead for McCoy. Step off, no throw. He stepped off the back, which is not a balk. You step off the front, don't throw. That is a balk. No balls and 1 strike to the sophomore second baseman. Now you can breathe a little bit easier now, but you still want to keep it going here against Bowen. 5th different pitcher. We have activity in the left field bullpen, too. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. 5:02 Mountain Time in Northeast Colorado. This is Morgan County's B106. KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran and Frederick. Regular season finale for the Mustangs. They lead 5-0 in the 5th inning. The offering, runner going, swung on and fouled on the breaking ball to the backstop. Man, McCoy had that one stolen, but you got to swing at an 0-2 pitch when it's there. Remains at 0-2. And both rallies have been started by the same hitter, Fajardo. They were identical, double, single in the first and fifth innings by Fajardo, Ortega, and Campo respectively. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. Remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil, some great food too. In Wiggins, stays at no balls at 2 strikes here to Charlie Langford. The first 3 Mustangs have reached here in the 5th inning. McCoy at first, the courtesy runner for Campa, who's now 3 for 3 with a couple of ribbies. Talon Bowen. And the ball got away down the left side. That's the activity down the left field bullpen. Let's see, Levi should get a bigger lead than that. That's a very short lead for him. But he's going to go. Swung on and grounded to short. They're going to have to throw him out at first. Long throw to first is low, and it's dug out by Josh. Langford is retired. That's a heck of a play. As Gokenauer made the play, but Josh had to come up with a big scoop at first base, 1 down. And because Levi was going, it was not a double play grounder. That'll send up Joseph Layden. Layden has walked and grounded to second. Hit that little one-hopper that was fielded very nicely by Johnson. A pitch. Swung on and fisted towards shallow center. Let's see if that's going to drop. It is going to drop, but to third is McCoy. The throw is going to be cut off. Actually, it's going to go all the way through, but no advance by the hitter Layden. And the Mustangs now have 10 hits in the game. First and third for Colin Farley, who grounded to third and walked. Farley had a game-tying RBI last year in the 6th inning when Fort Morgan trailed 1-0 before Briggs Wheatley's RBI single in the 7th. That gave Fort Morgan a win, 3-1. Now it's 5-0. The pitch. That's down and in off the glove of Clemenson. 1 ball and no strikes. The Warriors have been limited to 1 hit by Jesse Campa. That was by the 9-hitter in the 3rd inning. 1-0, the offering. Swing and a miss. Runner goes to second. No throw. And, oh, boy. They're going to go Farley. Is Farley going to be called for obstruction on the swing? Let's see what happened there. Or was he interfering with a potential throw? There's something that they're calling on Farley. He swung all the way through, but he was not out of the box. And Josh Langford not happy with the call. I think they're going to call Farley out and make it 2 down. And then the base runner has to go back to first. I'm not sure. But let's see. I mean, there's going to be no help by the field umpire. But it was clearly a swing and a miss as he tried to protect the base runner. And then they're going to say Farley interfered with a catcher, so he's going to be called out. Farley is called out, but does McCoy have to go back to first? Or not McCoy, but Layden. Well, I guess they're going to say he's at second, but I'm not even sure how to score. Well, that's going to be scored 2 unassisted. That's 2 unassisted. The putout goes to the catcher. But I thought Layden had to go back to first. Yeah, he does. Well, so that's essentially an obstruction by the hitter. And there's 2 down. That's too bad. That is too bad. Here's Bodie Wheatley. That's a strike. Now a takeoff by Layden, no throw. Offensive interference is the way that is scored. Wheatley has popped out and singled. Give the stolen base there as well to Layden. Swung on, lifted to center field. That's got some carry with the wind blowing, but making the catch is Bryce Conover. He had room shy of the track. Wheatley gave it a ride, but not far enough. And the Mustangs are held to 2 runs in the inning. They do it on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. 4.5 innings are complete in Frederick. The Mustangs lead the Frederick Warriors 5-0 on Morgan County's B106, B106.com, on the TuneIn app, and all part of the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And the breaking ball's a strike. Ooh, a little bit below the knees there. Mustangs got a break. To Tommy Smith to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Fort Morgan 5, Frederick nothing. The pitch. Strike with a fastball down the middle. It's 0-2. Man, this wind is... Hold on. I'm sorry, it's a breeze. It's not cold enough to be a wind. And the 0-2 pitch. That is just outside. Oh, man, tried to paint the corner and missed. Smith was the hitter when Johnson was picked off at third to end the 4th inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball away. Tommy Smith strikes out Jesse Campa, who had 10 strikeouts 1 year ago, now has 7 through 4 1/3, 1 down. Dylan Benfeld is the hitter. Grounded to short. He did that in the 3rd inning. The pitch. Breaking ball's a strike down the middle. Jesse Campa's thrown just 63 pitches. Looking very sharp for the Mustangs. 3 runs in the 1st and 2 in the 5th. And the offering. That's outside. And the count levels at 1-1. Thanks for tuning in here to B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All season, we'll be with you on Saturday. The offering. Swing and a miss on a bender in the dirt. 1-2. To Dylan Benfeld. 1 out and the base is empty. Bottom of the 5th inning. Campa has been a strike-throwing machine. Time is called. Yeah, the wind blowing out a little bit. You can feel it. Sorry, the breeze. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, but that ball's going to skip all the way to the screen. It'll be a wild pitch, 3rd strike. That was such a massively breaking curveball that there was no way that Velasquez was going to be able to make that one. So it's a strikeout, but reaching first is Benfeld. That'll bring up Clemenson. He has the only base hit on a double in the 3rd. The Mustangs have 10 hits in the game. Fort Morgan is stranded 6, Frederick 3. Throw back to first back and diving is Benfeld. Haven't seen too many double plays this season. Also with the Brush Bee Diggers, they haven't turned many. The pitch bounces in. Nice block by Antonio Velasquez. It's 1-0. So once again, that's another strikeout for Campa, even though the base runner is at first. 8 strikeouts for Jesse. And the pitch. Swung on and fisted in the air, left side of the infield. It's going to be caught by Ortega, and he's going to double up the runner. For some reason, Benfeld was running to second, thinking that was a chopper to third. And he has doubled up at first by a mile. Well, that's not the double play we expected, but the Mustangs pulled it off very nicely thanks to a base-running miscue. So for Frederick, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left to the 6th inning. It's Fort Morgan 5, Frederick nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, another inning. Another Frederick pitcher. Bryce Conover, now the right-hander. See, we'll also have a new catcher for Frederick. That's Dylan Benfeld, who was just doubled up when he took off for second. Tommy Smith moves to left. This is like when you're growing up and you're playing, 5th, 6th grade ball and they just move you around. But it is senior day. I mean, I like this idea. Let's see, the center fielder trying to get a number out there. Yeah, they shuffle everybody around except the right side of the infield. The third baseman is now Talon Bowen, who was just tagged for 2 runs in the 5th inning. Here is David Keller. The pitch. Fastball is up and away. Keller is 1 for 2. He singled and popped to second. The offering. Up and away again with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. 5 runs on 10 hits for the Mustangs. No runs on 1 hit for Frederick. Both teams have committed 1 error. We're in the 6th inning in the regular season finale. The Mustangs will not play until Saturday. Here's the wind and the 2-0 pitch. That is off the glove of the catcher, Benfeld. It's 3-0. One with a fastball away. 9-1-2 for Fort Morgan in the 6th inning. And the right-hander Conover to the plate. That's a strike. Fastball just below the letters. It's 3-1. Keller awaits. The pitch. That's a strike again with a fastball. Thigh high, it's 3-2. Conover delivers. Struck him out. Fastball outside corner. Keller's out number 1 in the 6th inning. Came all the way back from a 3-0 count. Briggs Wheatley is grounded out, lined to first into a double play, and struck out. He's 0 for 3. Yeah, Briggs looking to get back on track. He's only 1 for 7 in this 2-game series against Frederick. Pitches up and away. Went 1 for 4 2 days ago. 1 ball and no strikes. Conover's got some heat, man. This guy throws hard. And the pitch. That's up and away again with a heater. 2-0. You can hear the pop of the glove. At least I can hear it. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, bases empty. 5-0 Mustangs. Visiting half of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss to the fastball right by him on the inner half. Ball 2, strike 1 to the Mustangs senior first baseman. The pitch. Swing and a foul right off the umpire. Briggs got a really good swing on that one. 2-2. Open stands for Wheatley. The pitch, and he bounces that in, and it almost hit Wheatley on the bounce. He skipped out of the way. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3A State Football Player of the Year, leading Fort Morgan to the state championship. The pitch, and that went behind him on a fastball. He's on first. See how many walks that is now for Frederick pitching. They don't have a ton. That's just the 3rd walk by Warrior pitching. Fajardo has started 2 rallies, both with doubles. He scored twice. He's 2 for 3. And his average continues to climb once again. Wheatley leads off of first. A good 2.5 step lead. Conover to the plate. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. You got to jump on teams like this early. That's what Fort Morgan did. I think we're going to have an equipment change, maybe a glove. I think Benfeld, the catcher, wants a different glove, and he's going to get one. The other one might have had a loose lace or something like that. 1 ball and no strikes to Braden Fajardo. You know what? I'm going to play, not weatherman, but let's see. It's got to have cooled off a little bit, right, in Frederick? 80 degrees. Feels like 75. The pitch, swing and a miss. Runner goes to second to throw the slide, and he's in there with a stolen base for Briggs Wheatley. Now he's in scoring position. Pretty good tag applied, but Briggs got a great jump. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. A visit to the hill from Benfeld. You got to be careful with Fajardo and Ortega. They've combined for 4 doubles in this game. But Jesse Campa right behind him has got 3 for 3. So 7 of the 10 hits from the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Briggs Wheatley off of second, the stretch. And the offering. And that bounces in. What a block by Benfeld. Oh, man. 2 balls and 1 strike. That thing just skipped right into his glove. 2-1 to Fajardo. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there at State Farm Insurance to make the insurance world easy for you. 842-4555. And the pitch. That's upstairs. It's 3-1. Conover playing a dangerous game if he's allowing Mustangs to reach base. Not on purpose, obviously, but they've got a 5-0 lead on Frederick. And Fajardo awaits the pitch, and he swings and fouls it to the backstop. 3-2. Fort Morgan, I believe, let's see, would it be 12 conference victories? Yeah, those 2 losses against Northridge really hurt. High-scoring games. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on line. That's a base hit into left center field. Wheatley rounds third. He's going to score, and the ball continues to roll. Fajardo might have 3 bases. He rounds second. Braden for third. It's going to be an RBI triple, his 3rd hit of the day. And the Mustangs lead 6-0 in the 6th inning. Braden Fajardo, what a season offensively. He's got to get all-state consideration, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Here is Frank Ortega. A double, a strikeout, and a triple. The pitch. Fastball is up and away. Ortega's driven in 2. And again, Fort Morgan has not been retired in order in any inning. And the offering. That's up and away with a heater. 2 balls and no strikes. To Frank Ortega. From the right-hander, Bryce Conover has thrown just 8 strikes and 12 balls. The offering. And he swings and misses. The ball gets to the screen. Fajardo breaks for the plate. And the throw, and he's in there with a slide. And tumbling over there is Conover. And it's now 7-0 on a wild pitch. Nice sportsmanship there. Excellent sportsmanship by Fajardo. As he went sliding in and Conover went tumbling, he helped him back up. And Fort Morgan now has a 7-0 lead. The board's got to be changed. But Ortega missed that pitch completely, and so did the catcher. There you go, 7-0 now. So Frank up there with the bases empty. And the Mustangs have 2 across for the 2nd straight inning. The pitch. That's a fastball for a strike on the inner half. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7-11. 7 runs, 11 hits for Fort Morgan. No runs, 1 hit for Frederick. Jesse Campo working on the shutout. The pitch. Breaking ball is up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bryce Conover to the plate. And that skips all the way to the screen. Another walk there by Conover, his 2nd of the inning. The 4th by a Frederick pitcher. You look at what Jesse Campo's done. Very impressive. Not only on the hill, but he's 3 for 3, and he's driven in 2. And keep in mind that Fort Morgan has faced a different pitcher in every inning. This is senior day, and they're shuffling all their players around. Fort Morgan had their senior day on Saturday. The pitch. Fisted foul. And that pitch was in on the fists. In on the hands. That was a defensive swing. No balls and 1 strike. For Jesse Campa. Here in the top of the 6th inning. 7-0 Fort Morgan. Runner goes. That's a strike on the inside corner. Throw to second is late. And a standing steal there by Frank Ortega. But it's 0-2 to Campa. All of a sudden, the Mustangs have stolen a few bases in it. Well, 3. Yeah, Fajardo's got 1 in this game. Briggs stole in this inning. So did Ortega. The pitch. Swung on line. That's a base hit into right center field. That ball is going to continue to roll towards the fence. Rounding third and scoring's Ortega, and Jesse Campa into second. He is 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs, and the Mustangs lead in the 6th inning 8-0. And he just stuck his hands out there. Levi McCoy, once again the courtesy runner. Charlie Langford has grounded out twice and struck out in between. 0 for 3. Jesse Campa, man, what a 2-strike swing that was. The pitch. Fastball is up and away. Mustangs beat Frederick 8-3 2 days ago, now up 8-0. And the 1-0 pitch. And that is going to skip all the way to the screen. McCoy to third. 90 feet away from their 9th run of the game. And it's 2-0. Conover's got a nice arm, but really struggling with control. This will be the 30th pitch of the inning, of the half inning. Out of the windup, 2-0. Up and away. They might have to make a move. 3 balls and no strikes to Charlie Langford. He's already walked 2 in the inning. The kick and the pitch. That ball nearly hit him. It's a walk to Charlie. First time he's on base. And Joseph Layden now the hitter. And now we'll have a change on the hill. Let's see. We will have a new pitcher with the Mustangs up 8-0. Well, let's see. Bryce Conover's still out there. I thought there was going to be a pitching change here, but we'll see. Fort Morgan has scored 3 runs in the inning, and Conover is going to stay in there. Layden has walked, grounded out, and singled. So 1 for 2 in the game. And this rally started with a walk. It was a 1-out walk to Briggs Wheatley, and the Mustangs have kept going. 3 walks issued in the inning. And the pitch. And that's up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. To Joseph Layden. Mustangs, if they string together a couple of more hits, they could win this here in 6 innings. The stretch. Runner goes. That is a strike throw to third, and McCoy's back in diving. Nice throw there by Benfeld, but it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Charlie with a steal there. So 2 in scoring position here for Layden. And the Mustangs lead the game 8-0 with only 1 out. 3 across so far. The offering, and that's down and away with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Make it 2 balls and 1 strike. The wind and pitch. That's low and away again with a fastball, 3-1. There is no activity right now down the left field bullpen. They're either going to have to make a change. Well, now they're going to send out somebody to warm up. And the pitch. That's a strike with a fastball in the inner half, thigh high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tanner Rosati about to warm up down the left field bullpen for Frederick. Layden digs back in. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. Layden strikes out, 2 down. Here is Colin Farley, who's 0 for 2. He grounded out, walked, and then the offensive interference. He was hitting .286 going into the game. Out of the windup with 2 on. McCoy and Lang for the pitch. And that one bounced to the screen, but it ricochets right back to the plate, the slide, and safe! Oh, safe as McCoy as a tag was applied. And it's 9-0. It ricocheted right back to Benfeld. He applied the tag, but McCoy slid in just before the tag was applied, according to the home plate umpire. And the Mustangs lead 9-0. That was a bang-bang play at home plate, but Fort Morgan scores their 4th run of the inning. And it is a wild pitch to score the run. Oh, so close. McCoy with all that speed. So 1 ball and no strikes on Colin Farley. Another run, you hold them down, you can win in 6 with Langford at third. And the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fisted up the middle. The shortstop behind the bag, bare hands, throws to first, and he throws it towards the Mustang dugout. It's going to be a base hit. Give Farley the hit. Farley back to first. He's going to be safe. He was not rounding. That will be a base hit, an infield hit for Farley as Gokenauer tried to make a barehanded play. Scoring is Langford. It's 10-0, and give Colin Farley the RBI. That was a tough play for the shortstop there. As he was charging, here's Bodie Wheatley. Popped out twice and singled. The pitch, swing, and a foul tip into the glove. It's 0-1. The Mustangs have scored 5 runs in the inning. Farley with a short lead. Swung on and chopped to short. Gokenauer to his right. Backhands. Throws off balance to first. And Bodie Wheatley is retired. A tremendous play there by Gokenauer. And the Mustangs are finally done. Yeah, that should be. That's 3 outs. The players are still in the field. There's 3 outs in baseball. They didn't change the rules. 5 runs on 3 hits. No errors and a man left. We'll have some Mustang changes, at least one change defensively, when we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The score, it's Fort Morgan 10, Frederick nothing on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Frank Ortega will look to preserve the shutout. 10-0, bottom of the 6th inning. Tyler Baker's the new catcher. Jesse Camp at third, and the fastball is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Gokenauer. Struck out twice. The pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner, belt high with a fastball. The count is at 1-1. The Mustangs going with their ace to close it out here in the bottom of the 6th. If they score a run, then we go to the 7th. And the offering. And that one hit him. Hit him on the right leg. The first hit batsman by either side. Gokenauer not happy about that, but it's not like he hit him on purpose with a 10-0 lead. Here is Bryce Conover, who has struck out and popped to short. 0 for 2. You would think it's easy to come into a game like this up 10-0. Not that easy. Jesse was in a groove, but there's no reason for him to keep throwing the pitch. And that bounces. What a block there by Baker. Tremendous block on a pitch away. 1 ball and no strikes. I just throw 1 pitch to get a fly ball or a grounder here to get the first out. Then Frank will get into rhythm. Chest level with a glove. The offering. And he bounced that in. Blocked again by Baker. 2 balls and no strikes. That's all Frederick is thinking right now. Score a run and go to the 7th. Short lead at first for Gokenauer. 2-0 pitch. Swung on in line towards left field. Keller's going to have to play it on a hop. Takes a huge bounce over his glove. And that ball continues to roll towards the fence. Gokenauer's around third. He's going to score. It'll be scored. An RBI double. That huge hop on the bounce on the base hit by Bryce Conover. It's 10-1. Well, the shutout is gone. And that'll bring up Braden Johnson. We will have to go to a 7th inning. Johnson is 0 for 1. He popped to center and walked. And that ball was hit on a line. And it's almost like turf in that outfield. Took a huge bounce. The stretch. And the pitch. That's a strike. Fastball in the inner half. It's 0-1. Here to Braden Johnson. Exactly not that easy to come into a situation like this for Frank. He's going to have to throw 2 innings unless they go with somebody else. The pitch. Swung on and lifted to shallow right center field. That's going to drop. That'll be a base hit. Conover rounds third. The throw towards the plate is going to be cut off. RBI single for Braden Johnson. It's 10-2. And now we'll have a pinch hitter. A.J. Lyman will now hit. Left-handed hitter for Frederick. I'm telling you, there's no clock in baseball. Game is never over. We know that. Look at this hitter, Lyman, batting .311. He started quite a bit this season, but not in the two-game series against Fort Morgan. The stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball down and in. It's 0-1. Frank had really good stuff against Severance in the 8-1 victory last Tuesday at home. But in relief here, not looking sharp at all. The stretch and the offering. And that one gets right underneath Baker, a few feet behind him. And a second is Johnson in scoring position. Off the pass ball, it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lyman awaits the pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Fastball down and in. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Frederick has dented the scoreboard. It's 10-2. Looking back and the pitch. Up and away. Not even close. Big, strong, right-handed Eli Josh is on deck. You score 4 or 5 runs here, you make things interesting. 2-2. Pitch to Lyman. Swing and a miss. What a breaking ball. Oh, man, what a breaking ball by Ortega. 1 down. You can close the book. Jesse Campa, 5 scoreless innings, 68 pitches. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit allowed. Frank's already given up 2 hits and just picked up his first out. Eli Josh reached on an error his first time up. Stretch by Ortega. The pitch. That's outside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Mustang fans wanted that call, but to no avail. Johnson leads off of second. Fajardo sneaking in, now back to the shortstop position. Swung on and driven a mile foul off to the left. Frank's got to bring that ball down. 1-1. Nice to finish the season on a Monday so you can have a little bit of relaxation during the week. Looking back in the pitch. That's a strike at the knees. On the inner half, it's 1-2. Josh thought it was low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on, 2 across. Ortega gets the sign from Baker. Looking back. The pitch. Swung on and foul to the backstop. Went with a fastball. Remains at a ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Talon Bowen. All of a sudden, a game that looked like it was going to be about an hour and a half is going to take closer to 2 hours. Ortega to the plate. Called strike 3. Breaking ball inside corner. Josh didn't like it. He goes down. 2 down. So Josh strikes out. Second consecutive strikeout for Frank Ortega. And Bowen has struck out twice. Both against the starter, Jesse Campa, who's had a huge game with a 4-for-4 effort and 3 RBIs. The pitch. Down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the Mustangs will have 1 final at bat of the regular season. Swung on and chopped to third. Campa's got it in a few steps. Fires to first for the out. And that stops a Frederick rally that could have been much, much more interesting. They scored 2 runs even before the first out was committed. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. And a man left. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It's Fort Morgan leading in Frederick, going for the season sweep of the series. It's the Mustangs 10, the Warriors 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the top of the 7th inning. Fort Morgan leads Frederick 10-2. And Frederick has another pitcher. Chris Baum. Now the pitcher. It'll be Levi McCoy to lead off the 7th inning. Daniel Serna will also hit in this frame. As Coach Langford's going to clear the bench a bit here. Against this right-hander. All right-handers for Frederick today. Very unconventional, but it is senior day. Figured, hey, let's just send out all these different pitchers, see what happens. Jesse Campo went 5 for Fort Morgan. Ortega gave up 2 runs in the 6th. That's why we're playing a 7th inning. As Baum completes his warm-up tosses. And Levi McCoy will be the hitter. Let's check out what's going on with Levi here. Let's see. McCoy's had limited number of plate appearances, hitting 121, 33 at bats, and 44 plate appearances. That means he's drawn a few walks, which certainly helps his on-base percentage, which is really more important than your batting average. How often are you getting on base? And the right-hander to the plate, and that hit him. Left shoulder. Both teams with a hit batsman. Briggs Wheatley is grounded out, lined into a double play, struck out and walked and scored. Yeah, Baum doesn't look like a guy who's been on the hill much. Certainly not based on that pitch. But let's check out the evidence. Yeah, this is his first appearance of the season. The pitch. That's down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the 7th inning. Fort Morgan leads Frederick 10-2. At the belt. Runner goes. Swung on. That is lifted into right center field. That's going to be a long run towards the track, reaching out, and the catch is made out there in center. And back to first is McCoy. Again, they've shuffled so many players. Not sure who's out there. I think that's Conover. Give that to Conover. 1 down. Nice play out there in center. Yeah, he was in the outfield earlier. But again, that's 360 some odd feet away. Braden Fajardo was 3 for 4, so now Daniel Serna will hit in his spot. The stretch and the pitch. And that's a strike with a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. Serna hitting 200, 1 for 5 this season. Runner goes. Down on that pitch to the screen. It'll be a stolen base. And obviously ricocheting back to the catcher. No throw. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Daniel Serna. That's 5 unofficial stolen bases for Fort Morgan today. At the belt and the pitch. Up and in. Yeah, Baum's arm slot is all over the place right now. 2 balls and 1 strike to Serna. But again, this is the final inning of the season for Frederick. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball riding in. Good pitch. 2-2. Jose Mosqueda, who doubled 2 days ago, is on deck. McCoy off of second. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and in. Serna strikes out. 2 down. Strikeout number 7 for Frederick pitching. All right, Mosqueda got a standing, I think it looked like a standing ovation when he drilled that baseball for the double on Saturday. The pitch, and he swings and fouls it off to the right. Jose Mosqueda hitting .667, 2 for 3. So he takes advantage of his limited opportunities. 2 down in the 7th. The pitch, fouled on a pitch that was in on the fist. No balls and 2 strikes. Fort Morgan has scored in the last 3 innings. The stretch. And the offering. And that one skips all the way to the screen. And McCoy easily to third. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see, do I have that right? Yeah, they scored in the last 2 innings. 2 in the 5th and 5 in the 6th. They did not score in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mosqueda. 2 down, a man at third. Baum gets a sign for the catcher, Benfeld, and the right-hander delivers. And that one skips away, and breaking to the plate is McCoy. He will score standing on the wild pitch, and the Mustangs lead 11-2. And now it's 2-2 to Mosqueda. Another visit to the hill here with a left side of the infield to settle down the right-hander for Frederick. Another Mustang off the bench is on deck. Two and two to Mosqueda. He'll dig back in. The pitch. And that ball nearly hit him on the foot. Three balls and 2 strikes. Looks like Jason Diaz is on deck. 3-2 to Mosqueda. Excuse me. The stretch. And the offering. Foul tipped into the glove. A swing and a miss. Strikes out. Mustangs get a run. No hits, no errors, and nobody left. Fort Morgan 11, Frederick 2 after 6 1/2 innings on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs are 3 outs away from their 16th and final win of the regular season as they lead 11-2 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Frank Ortega in relief of Jesse Campa through 5 scoreless will face Tommy Smith, who has struck out twice. The pitch. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. Swing and a miss. On a fastball riding in, belt high, it's 1-1. Ortega to the plate. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2 to Tommy Smith. 7, 8, and 9 for Frederick in the bottom of the 7th inning. Frank Ortega looks in. And the pitch. Swung on and driven foul off to the right. Mustangs will finish off the season 12-6 in Longs Peak League play. 16-7 overall. And the offering. Up and in. Canada's at 2-2. Frank undoubtedly would get the ball for a regional semifinal coming up in 5 days. Site and time to be determined. The pitch. Low. That fastball was near the ankles. 3-2. Ortega really struggled in that 6th inning. Gave up a couple of hits. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped left side. Campa, the third baseman, charges, gloves, throws, out. He fires that ball to first. Tommy Smith is retired. 1 down. 1 down for Dylan Benfeld. Grounded out and struck out. Speaking of strikeouts, Mustang pitching today has racked up 10. 8 by the starter Camp and 2 by Ortega. And Frank to the plate. Strike with a fastball. Framed very nicely in the inner half there by Baker, 0-1. Tyler lays down the sign in the pitch. And that's off the glove of Baker. That was way inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Frank has already thrown 29 pitches. That's a lot in relief. The pitch swung on and driven into right field. Farley to his right, still coming. He's got to play it on a hop. It's a base hit. And that is only the 4th base hit for Frederick in the game. Benfelt is now 1 for 3. The first one came in the bottom of the 3rd after Campa retired the first 8. And then Clemenson with 2 outs in the 3rd, doubled down the left field line. The pitch swung on, popped up right side of the infield. The first baseman, Wheatley, to his right, calls for it and makes the two-handed grab. 2 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. Stay tuned. We will not take any time. We'll go straight to the post-game show and recap this game. Brendan Gokenauer struck out twice and hit by a pitch and scored a run in that 2-run 6th inning. The only lefty, well, A.J. Lyman did hit, and he struck out as a pinch hitter for Frederick. Frankie to the plate, and that is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Riverdale Ridge and Severance at the top going into today. That is, Frederick will close out the season 5-13 in league play and 6-17 overall. Short lead at first, and the pitch up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Look at some of Frederick's games this year. I know they played some competitive games. Not early on, though. The pitch, that's not even close, upstairs. The thing with Frederick is that they lost their first 7 games of the season. They beat Mountain View 9-8. Also have 2 wins over Berthoud, 2 over Niwot. The pitch, strike, 3-1. And I know I'm missing one there. Well, Prospect Ridge. 3 balls and 1 strike to Gokenauer. The pitch, that's low. It's a walk. 1st and 2nd. Delaying the inevitable here with a walk by Frank. Here is Bryce Conover, who has struck out, popped to short, and doubled. His double scored the first run for Frederick. Just feed some strikes here, Frank, and get out of here. The stretch by Ortega. Looking into the pitch. Swung on and lifted deep to left field, going way back towards the track, and that ball is off the bottom of the fence. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. Gokenauer around 3rd. It's a 2-run double, and it's 11-4. Conover has doubles and back-to-back at bats. Yeah, I think Keller's still out there. I'm not sure. I think they replaced him. But there was no way. Nobody had a play on that. That ball was driven deep into left field. So a 2-run double. Conover's got 3 RBIs in the game. And again, Frank not closing strong. Yeah, he's going to have to adjust for Saturday if he starts, and there's going to be a short leash because he has gotten tagged here in the last 2 innings. Here's Braden Johnson, 1 for 2. The stretch and the pitch. That's down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Braden Johnson. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Frederick has scored 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings. That is outside again, 2-0. Yeah, they're not going to stop here. They know that they're down to their final out. Ortega's thrown almost, this is pitch number 40, and that one's a strike at the knees on the inner half. 2 balls and 1 strike. Baker lays down the sign and the pitch. That's a strike. Fastball, belt high, it's 2-2. Conover at second. 2-2. Ortega delivers upstairs. One with a bender, didn't do much. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The game is now past the 2-hour mark. It'll be a payoff pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Ortega strikes out Braden Johnson, and the Fort Morgan Mustangs win the game 11-4. The Mustang post-game show brought to you by Morgan Community College. Here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. 11 runs on 13 hits for the Mustangs, 1 error, 7 left on base, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 5 left on base for Frederick. The winning pitcher was Jesse Campa, 5 scoreless innings. And the loss for Frederick went to Tommy Smith. Time of the game, 2 hours and 1 minute. The Mustangs scored 3 runs in the first inning. Double by Fajardo, double by Ortega, single by Campa. The Ortega double made it 1-0. Single by Jesse made it 2-0. Ground out by Charlie Langford made it 3-0. It was that same order in the 5th inning. Double Fajardo, double Ortega, single Campa, and it was 5-0. Then they blew it open with 5 runs in the 6th inning to give Jesse Campa some breathing room, even though it would be Ortega coming on in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mustangs scored in a couple of wild pitches, but Fajardo had an RBI triple, then scored in a wild pitch. Jesse Campa was 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs in a game. Fajardo had 3 hits as well. Well, not as well. He had 1 fewer hit. Jesse Campa had the RBI double, making it 8-0. And then, again, I mentioned McCoy. Colin Farley had a run-scoring single as well. So the Mustangs at 16-7, 14th in the RPI going in. I don't think that's going to change. And we will find out where they will go. You can stay tuned to 1010 Preps and more from 1 to 2 weekdays on 1010 KSIR. We'll have that announcement on Wednesday. And we'll also have it on our B106 Facebook page and on Twitter at B106. Great way to end the regular season for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. I'm John Beltran. The final score from Frederick this afternoon. Fort Morgan 11, Frederick 4. We'll be with you on Saturday for the regional semifinals to be determined time-wise and opponent-wise right here on Morgan County's B106 as the Mustangs win 11-4 over Frederick and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.